So Yetta, we still haven't gotten all the 4 C's.
Okay, hang on. We're going to keep going.
Moving forward with the Dekker Team. Moving forward together with the Dekker Team.
Just like we've been keep going for over 30 years of helping people not only sell, buy, and invest in real estate, but really 30 years of helping people build their faith, build their fund, build their finances, and even strengthen, heal, and flourish inside their relationships. 30 years of building life, home, and wealth.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Anyway, and we've been doing it alongside you, which is the best part. And so what we want to discover in this segment is how do the 4 C's, and yes, we will tell you the 4th C, how do the 4 C's keep cycling? And how do we take advantage of or make the most of the cycle factor?
Right.
Just like on a bicycle with your pedals. It just keeps going. And you can go faster and faster. I think that's an element we haven't talked too much about even ourselves, is that I think the cycle of the 4 C's moves quicker the more you get practiced at doing it.
That's deep.
I know. Right here, right now. So the 4th C, which is really the 3rd C, because we've already said that the 4th C is commitment, even though we want to... Confidence. Sorry, I got confused.
Okay.
See how easy it is to get confused?
Yeah, the first C...
often we think the other way around.
Let's re-go through it. The first C is...
Commitment. And know why you're committed and what your motive is.
Yes. The second C is take courage.
Yep.
Have the faith. Or do it through the fear, right?
Yep.
That's courage.
Yep.
The third C...
is competence.
And how can I get competence? I haven't done it.
Right, but you get competence by practicing. You get competence by doing the pieces that you know how to do. Maybe you fill out, maybe you do 10 reports on the ROI on investment property before you ever think to do an investment property. So now you gain competence.
So kind of like when you take a stock portfolio and you run a scenario where you're not actually investing the money, but you pretend you're investing the money, and you see what happens with those stocks and whether your portfolio would have gone up or down.
Right.
Track it like that, right?
Right. So I can gain competence by taking, and you can use one of the spreadsheets that we have that we would gladly give you that lets you look at the numbers and you practice filling them out. And so then when we fill it out for you, if we're looking at a specific property and we provide it to you, the great news is you understand it. Whether you fill it out or I fill it out, you get and you gain competency in knowing the things you need to know. Mm-hmm. Maybe you'll get competency through creating a great team. Mm-hmm. Like competency doesn't only have to be built by you. Your competency can be built by your community of people that are in it with you.
Right. So if you've got a great guide, if you've got a great home inspector, if you've got a great financial planner, if you've got a great mortgage broker that knows your goals and how to get you there financially, right? Yeah. When you have all those things starting to line up, you start to get competency, not just through what you've learned, but through bringing on a team of experts, because you can't know everything.
And you're not meant to know everything. I mean, having your accountant, having your lawyer, having your handyman or your project manager, right? Whether it's Solid Rock Renos or whether it's one of the other companies, having somebody that you have. Now, here's where your confidence starts to slide into your competency, because once you have competency, your confidence starts to grow.
Oh, tenfold.
Right.
Like, just recently I had a lovely meeting with a couple. We spent like an hour and a half talking about investing, the advantages, some of the heartaches they've had in other investments and some of the things that have gone well. What's it look like for them to invest in the future in real estate? And one of their questions was, well, should I do it personally or in a corporation? And I said, well, that's a great question. There's so many facets to the two things, pros and cons, and here's a bunch of them. And lastly, go talk to your chartered accountant and your lawyer about what's best, and your mortgage broker, what's best. You need to work in connection with them as to what business model works best for you.
Best for you, and maybe best for you at this time in this season. Because remember, we said it cycles. This whole 4 cycle, this 4 petal cycle.
Yeah, what's that mean? What's that mean? So I get so I commit, I have courage, I get competency, and I get confidence, and I reach my goal.
Right. So you get your first investment property.
Right.
And it's a sweet little, in our case, it was a sweet little single family home in the village of Osgood that bailed out a client.
Okay.
And then I had some confidence, enough that we did it again when someone else found themselves in a predicament. So, right? So now I started building my confidence in this type of thing. But then I had no confidence when it was now time to buy a piece of land and build a new house on it. Right? That was a totally different piece of real estate. It was still investing in real estate. So the loop begins, or the cycle begins again, when I go do something new, either that's similar or something entirely new.
Or bigger. Like when we started buying an apartment building, that's a different level of commitment than buying a small house or a townhouse and renting it. Buying an 18-unit apartment building is a bigger commitment, right? So I think what happens is you hit that level of confidence, and the only way to build more confidence or do something bigger is get a bigger goal. Commit bigger. That's when the cycle starts over, right? You recommit to something that's even bigger.
Or different. Right? Different or bigger. Like I remember for us, like even just moving from land to a house, it was a little more money, but it wasn't so much about the money as it was different. So it could be bigger, could be different, could be both different and bigger. And then we started doing duplexes, and then we bought like a 5-plex, and each one of those was in fact bigger. And then taking on partners, that was another whole. So
it takes you out of your comfort zone. Anytime you get taken out of your comfort zone, when you go, ooh, this isn't comfortable, then it takes another level of commitment to move through that, where it now becomes comfortable again. And then what's the next commitment? And that's how the cycle works, right?
Right. And you should expect. Like, I don't, though. Like, it surprises me when I now lack confidence in something that I think I've built some competency. I've had courage. I had the commitment. And then I think, well, this should be easy. Like, what's wrong with me? I feel like a fish out of water again. Like, even just buying that property in Mexico. Boy, did we feel like a fish out of water.
Well, that was another big commitment, right? And it took courage to decide, hey, yeah, we're going to do this. And then we had to build competency through the different process, the different legal process, the different title process. Everything was different. And now we have confidence that we could help someone else do it, or we could do it again in the future, right?
Exactly. So it's a cycle. So never think you're past it. Because here's the gig. You're never past it. We're always going to move through it, whether we're talking real estate or whether we're talking life in general, any aspect of life.
Right. So what I'm asking is, what is your next big commitment? Take 5 minutes and write down something that you're willing or want to commit and why you want to commit to it, that maybe you've been putting off because you thought you needed the confidence to be able to do it first, but the first comes the commitment. We're honored to be your advocates in building wealth through real estate and a life exponential.
Moving forward with the Dekker Team. Moving forward.